Hey, what's up? CodefForge here. Welcome to the next video. Today we will be creating websites like the one you can see on the screen using Spring MVC and Thymleaf template engine. At the top we'll have navigation bar which can be used to navigate between different subpages. You can see that if we navigate to the contact, it is being highlighted as the active tab. If you go to the info, it same goes for the info. In the middle, we are displaying some example content using the Bootstrap jumbotron, and at the bottom we have example footer. Our website is also responsive, so if we open the console to make it smaller, we can see that the navigation bar is changing, and now we have this burger menu. We can open it up and navigate to the different subpage. Now let's move to the project generation phase. We are on the Spring Boot initializer page, and over here I have already pre-filled some of the stuff like group and artifact. Rest is default, and now all we have to do is to add the dependencies. We will need two of them, so first one will be Spring Web and the second one will be Thymleaf template engine. We are good to go right now. We can generate the project and open it in the IDE. So let's go. Okay, I have already imported the project. So now we can create the index.html page. So we go to the source main Java, and over here in the resources in the templates directory, we want to create new HTML file and it will be called index. We can hit enter and it's good. Let's quickly add Bootstrap to our project, and if you don't know what is Bootstrap or you need some more explanation, you can check out the previous video. And right now I will paste the link to the Bootstrap CSS files in the head tag using the content delivery network, and at the bottom of the body tag I will paste script links to the jQuery and the Bootstrap itself. So the Bootstrap setup is ready. Now we want to display some content, and to do it we will use the jumbotron component from the Bootstrap. So I will paste some stuff over here, and you can see that we are using the main tag and some div tags inside using the Bootstrap classes like jumbotron or container, and inside we are displaying simply the home text using the h1 tag. Let's also change the title before we start the application, so we'll say Spring MVC. And now we can go to the Maven tab, make it smaller because it's huge, and over here we can say Spring Boot Run. Application is up and running, and if we navigate to the local host on the port 8080, we can find that our application is working, and over here we have the jumbotron component together with the home text we have displayed over here. Great. So let's move on. We can close this stuff for now. We will take care of navigation right now. So here we are at the getbootstrap.com. I have opened examples with the navbars and we'll grab this one. I will copy it and paste it in the body tag at the top. We can leave this navigation like here, but if you would like to add more subpages to our website, we would have to copy this navigation tag with all the content on each HTML file. And we can do it better and use something that is called Fragments in the Thymleaf. To achieve it, we will create Fragments directory inside the templates directory. So we right click it, we select new directory, and we'll call it Fragments. Inside we'll create two files. First one will be navigation.html, and second one will be called footer.html. So now we can go back to the index.html, grab this navigation from here and paste it in the navigation.html like this. Let's clean a little bit this navigation so we don't need this drop down here. We can get rid of this. We don't need the search. We don't need the disabled link. And now it looks much better. Now to mark this fragment of code as the fragment, we have to add the XML namespace to our files. So it will be over here in the HTML tag, and we'll say XML namespace :th, and we have to provide the URL, and it will be http://www.thymleaf.org. And now it should be good. And to mark our navigation as the fragment, we have to use th in the nav tag and say fragment after the colon, and we have to give it a name, so it will be navigation. And this is pretty much everything. So now we can go back to the index.html. Here we want to create a div element in the first place, so we say div, and in this div element we want to use th replace, and right now we have to use the tilde, and between the curly braces we want to say the name of the directory where our fragments are stored, so in our case it will be fragments. Now we want to use the slash and name the file. In our case it will be navigation.html, but we are not using the extension, so it will be navigation. And after the double colon we have to specify the name of the fragment, which is over here. We have specified, so let's copy it and we'll paste it here. Also we are missing the namespace, so let's copy it from here and let's paste it over here. And now it should be good. Let's do the same for the footer. So we go to the footer.html, we'll paste the namespace over here in the HTML tag, and I will paste example footer from the Bootstrap. So we'll paste it over here, and you can see I have already named it with the fragment tag over here, and it's called footer. So now we can go back to the index.html, copy this div from here and paste it under the Jumbotron, so it will be over here, and we can simply change it to the footer because we want to find the footer in this file, and it's called footer, which comes from here, and it is the name of the fragment. So we can start it and test it out. So we again can start the application using Spring Boot run. After a few seconds it should be up. If we open up application again, we can see navigation at the top, which is now served as the fragment. We have our Jumbotron still here, and we have the footer. The navigation and footer still needs some polishing, but we'll take care of it. So let's close these things up. And now we'll create a controller. So we go to our main package in Java. And over here we want to say new package. We'll call it controller. And inside we'll create a Java class and we'll call it navigation controller. We need this controller because now we will add more subpages and we have to serve them somehow. So this is why we are creating a controller class. So let's mark it with the controller annotation in the first place. We will need two methods because we will add two more subpages. So the first one will be annotated with the getMapping annotation, and it will have value /info. And our method will be called public string getInfo, and it will simply return the info template like this. And it will be the same for the second one for now. So the mapping for the contact, we'll call the method getContact, and we'll return the contact template. Now we have to create our templates. So in the templates directory, we want to click new HTML file, and first one will be info. And now we want to do it again, but for the contact template, and it's here. That's good. And now we can simply go to the index.html. We can select everything, copy it, and paste to the contact. We can change the text in the Jumbotron to contact from home, and we can go to the info and do exactly the same, paste, and we can change it to the info. And you can see that we are using these navigation and footer fragments across our entire website. Now let's go back to navigation because we have to adjust it a little bit. And now you can see the power of the fragments, because we'll modify only one file with the navigation, and it will be used across our entire website in the contact, index, HTML, and also info. So it is pretty handy. And now we want to update links in our navigation. So we will use the Thymleaf, of course, and instead of href, we'll use th:/href. And now we have to use this notation. So it will be @ curly braces. And it, of course, has to be between the quotes. And inside we can specify the link, and it will be contact. And also we have to update the name. It will be contact also here. And we'll do the same for this one. So it will be th:/ref again, and it will be @ curly braces, and here we will say /info, and it will be info over here. So the last link is over here. We'll use th:/href again, and we'll set it to the root path. So we have to simply say /, and also we'll change the name to home, like this. It should work already, so we can test it out. We'll start the application. Here's the website. We can see that navigation changed a little bit. We have home, info, and the contact here. And if we click on the info, we can see that the text inside changed to the info. Same goes for the contact. And we are being navigated to the different sub pages. And if we click home, we go to the home. But you can see that this info is still active every time. So we have to take care of it. And also this footer is flying, so we also have to take care of this footer. The easier part is the footer, so let's close these things up and let's create a new file in the static directory. And it will be a file, and we'll call it main.css because we have to do some adjustments to the CSS. Over here, we'll just give one rule for the footer class. So we'll say footer, and we'll set the background, and it will be background color, and we'll set it to #F5, F5, F5, and now it should be good. And now we have to add the links to the different sub pages. So let's go to the index in the first place. Over here between head tags, we want to add additional links. So we'll say link relation, and we want to use Thymleaf notation. So it will be like this. And inside we want to say main.css, and it should be good. We also want to use some Bootstrap classes. So over here on the HTML tag, we want to say h-100, and in the body tag we want to say class, and we want to use some Bootstrap stuff related to the flags. So it will be d-flags and flags column, and also h-100. So now we can basically copy this stuff and paste it in the info. and also paste it in the contact. And now we should be good to go. So we run the application and footer should no longer fly. If we bring up the web application, we can see that footer is at the bottom. And if we navigate to the different subpages, it's still the same. So the last thing is to take care of these active tabs. So let's do it. We'll use small trick over here. So first of all, we go to the navigation controller, and over here, first of all, we want to pass the model parameter to both of the methods. And I'm explaining what the model is in the previous video. So we can import it here and also here. And now we want to set this model attribute. So we want to say model add attribute, and we want to pass active page, and this is the key, and the value of this key will be info in this case, and we can copy it and paste it to the contact and change it to the contact. So now we can use this information from the model in our HTML. So we go to the navigation.html. Over here, we want to dynamically add the classes. So first of all, we have to rename this class to th class. And we'll get rid of this, or no, we'll not get rid of this. We'll wrap it up like this. And now we have to create an expression, and to create this expression we have to use $, and between the curly braces we will use this active page attribute, which we have defined over here in the controller, right? And in the case of the info link, we'll check if this active page is set to info like this, and if it's set to info, we want to give these classes. Otherwise, we want to only add this one. We want to do the same for the second li element. So we'll copy this from here, paste it, but this time we are checking for the contact instead of info. So we have to change it to contact. So we can try it out and it should be all good. So we say Spring Boot run. And if we bring up the application, we can see that info and contact is not highlighted. And this is because the home is active right now. And if you go to the info, we can see that info is highlighted. If you go to the contact, this one is highlighted. And if we go back to home, none of this is highlighted. Okay guys, so this is pretty much everything I wanted to share with you. Remember about liking and subscribing, and stay tuned. See you next time.